PBA Team Challenge Stepladder Finals. John Weber getting ready to get this kicked off. I'm $2 Phil Breiler, with me PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. And Randy, it's been a long week here already at South Point for these players. They had the South Point Las Vegas Open. Now they have the finals of this PBA Team Challenge. Battling in Baker games all morning long today. Tough battles. We've got the BFFs on top. They had a great battle in the last game against one College Player of the Year, and the best you know, they have to sit around while those other three teams battle it out, and they're going to have to make the adjustments after all those bowlers tear up the lanes to try to take home this title.
It's a unique format, and I know that the players have had an absolute blast bowling in the team competition, but one constant still remains. The fact that the quality of players we have coming into the Stepladder Finals is no different than any other PBA event. 97 total tour titles accumulated between all of our finalists on tap today.
And with all the competition out here, the team that finished second last year qualified second today with one College Player of the Year and the rest you know. Last year was Tom Doherty and Chris Barnes' spot. A little spat at the end of qualifying between Doherty and the POI team. Is that going to feed over maybe into if Playing with House Money can advance out of this opening match?
Well, I mean, you know, it's just kind of the heat of the battle, and Chris Barnes' team was trying to overcome something I haven't seen in a long time, and that was 0 for the first ball because of too many re-racks being taken in their final match against the leaders, BFFs. So I don't think there's any animosity there. I think that Chris Barnes does know that Doherty likes to jaw, but that certainly wasn't the case. Tom was rooting for one of his teammates, just happened to catch Wes Malott in his backswing, so Wes had to back off. But it'll be interesting to see what happens if the two teams do meet.
All right, let's get to the lanes for the action as this match is getting ready to start. These matches are 2-game total pin matches. Each team will bowl one game on one lane of the pair. We're on 23 and 24 here at the South Point Bowling Plaza.
See if we can't try to get a lineup for each team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because these guys it's fluid, and we've had this situation in the past where they change lineups between games. So we have Ronnie Russell leading off here. The left lane will lead off each game. The right lane will finish the 10th frame each game. So America Rooster Illusion is going to finish the 10th frame of game 2 with the hammer. And Ronnie Russell starts America Rooster Illusion with a strike.
Phil, how's that voice doing?
It's trying to get a little bit better as Josh Blanchard steps up here. I'm going to do what I can to not harass our viewers too much in my voice. Maybe it should be like Whispering Joe Falcaro from back in the 50s on Championship Bowling.
I think you need some tea with honey.
I actually do have that. My wife brought me that a little while ago. Stay nice and warm as Blanchard gets his strike, and this action is going to be fast and furious. No time between shots for these players. Chris Loschetter stepping up for America Rooster Illusion. And Loesch can't get the 10 to roll out.
42-foot oil pattern, fairly heavy volume. Players tend to go straight to start and then just chase it in the middle part of the lane as the lanes transition and break down.
Dino Castillo is going to step up for Playing with House Money while Loesch is getting ready for his next shot. And that head pin did some serious damage on the way back.
That was a dirty messenger.
So you can see these teams will be alternating shots, so it is possible for one of these teams in these Stepladder finals to get 2 or 3 frames ahead, and that really could put some extra pressure on the opponent, because if you're up there, you're working on a 3-bagger, you're already 3 frames ahead, your opponent knows what's on the scoreboard. There's an advantage to getting up there and posting a lot of strikes and putting that little extra pressure on. DJ Archer stepping up in the third frame for playing with house money. And
Ooh.
I don't envy that spare right now.
I know. 3, 6, 9, 10 is not something you want to be shooting a lot at.
Marshall Kent for America Rooster Illusion. He's been bowling that 3 spot all day, and he's been doing a lot of that all day as well.
Yeah, Marshall's been a big part of the success for America Rooster Illusion. If you're wondering what that name Rooster Illusion implies, I'll tell you right after this spare attempt.
And that's the danger of that sleeper 9-pin, to make sure you get it out. Too much angle on the spare in the open frame.
It's the danger of shooting or trying to shoot the 3, 6, 9, 10. So Rooster Illusion is actually a Tropic Thunder reference from the hit movie. So many huge stars in that movie, and it actually happens to be one of my favorite movies, along with Ronnie Russell's. But Robert Downey Jr., who played a character called Kirk Lazarus, referenced Rooster Illusion in the movie. So check it out.
I thought maybe it was somebody had a little too much to drink, and they were thinking back to that 90s Guns N' Roses album, and they thought instead of Use Your Illusion, it was Rooster Illusion.
No, it actually is from the movie.
Yeah, okay. A good strike there for playing with house money as Maldonado stepped up in the fourth frame. And pack 10 back.
I want to thank Brett Spangler for joining us in the booth and helping us with the scoring.
Right now, 6 pins the advantage for America Rooster Illusion. Doherty steps up in the fifth. Take that advantage away from Rooster Illusion. Goes back as we take an extra look at Tom Doherty.
Very unusual style. We all know that he doesn't use his thumb, but extremely high push away and short backswing.
Rhino Page, former Rookie of the Year.
Oh! Hey, you know what Rhino would say about that hit? Go for me.
Good for me. And I'll tell you what, the head pin changed direction on the way back. It looked like it was going to fall off the back of the pin deck. The belly of the pin caught the back end, rolled over, took that 7 out. 4 pins, the advantage for playing with house money, looking to extend it.
And how appropriate is their team name now? Because they actually are playing with house money now.
Yes, indeed.
30,000 to the winning team. And that's going to be paid in a check that you cannot cash here at South Point for obvious reasons.
Yes. And Ronnie Russell returns the favor with a messenger of his own.
Messenger in the lead for America Rooster Illusion.
Love Ronnie Russell's backswing. The shoulder positioning at the bottom of the swing comes back in and tap it on down.
The Cowboy, vertical arm swing. Now here's Chris Loschetter. Great story here. Chris, a cancer survivor. He says he's all good, in remission, and that was really good with a 10-pin party in the pit. So great news all the way around for Chris and his family.
And 17 pins the lead for America Rooster Illusion, with Dino Castillo up in frame 7. Gets it to wheel in for 10 back.
Dino perfect for his 2 shots. And a nice profile look of Marshall Kent.
You see that slightly bent elbow as Marshall comes through the ball to help him get under the shot and get that great revolution and speed he gets on that ball.
Well, the speed is created by his footwork and how fast his feet are taking him to the foul line. The power created by the bent elbow and the cupped wrist. It's like throwing a yo-yo. The faster you can uncup your elbow and wrist, the more revolutions you're going to put on the ball.
DJ Archer taking the scenic route. Gets the 9 to fall late. And now 6 pins the difference going into the 9th frame with that spare.
Take another look at DJ's trip 9. And a nice break. Now Sean Maldonado, right lane.
That unique two-handed with the thumb in the ball.
Really good player, though. Real strong.
Former player of the year in the Southwest region. Still looking for his first national tour title, but something tells me it's not going to be too far around the corner for him. Had the chance in Lubbock this year, but Jacob Buttroff snuck away with that title in the championship match. Another former Lubbock Open champion, E.J. Tackett, strikes in the 9th frame.
Sorry, Phil. The squirrel throwing that 16-pounder.
Look at the size of that mitt on that bowling ball for Tom Doherty.
Yeah, nice shot there by TD. Pushes the ball almost in front of his eyes. Great pin carry here at the South Point Bowling Plaza. Not only for this event, but for the Las Vegas Open. Just pins flying everywhere. Great shot here. 4 going to the sidewall, kicking the 7 out. Max score 239 for America Rooster Illusion. Look out. And in the words of Bob Euchre, just a bit outside. So, possible 239 for America Rooster Illusion. If Doherty converts the spare, playing with house money will shoot 230. And with that brilliant scoreboard we have up now, I can actually keep score.
10 back.
Nice pitch there by Rhino Page. Or as his Facebook page is pronounced, Reno Pagi.
Pagi. P-A-G, yeah. P-A-G-I-E. As we get that extra look of that just ease off the end of the pattern for Rhino.
He's one of the best players out here in having a quiet throwing shoulder. When you watch his motion, the fulcrum of his swing, his left shoulder, is so stable. He's one of the best at it.
The 4 steps to the line. And the lead by 9 pins after game 1 goes to America Rooster Illusion. You'll see these teams now change lanes for game 2. Waiting in the wings, 1 at College Player of the Year, and the rest you know. Last year's runner-ups looking for a chance at redemption. And Randy, for the first time ever, 5 PBA players can win a title on a single day. Every winning team member gets credit for a PBA Tour title.
Only 1 player out of the 10 that we're watching now without a tour title, and that would be Dino Castillo.
Blanchard starts it off for playing with house money.
Excuse me, we got to add 1 other person to that list, and that would be Sean Maldonado.
Low shutter for America Rooster Illusion. That head pin needs to get back across, and it can't get all the way there.
So 2 players on playing with house money could pick up their first tour win.
You can see Lois wanted to help that one along into the pocket flush. And it just didn't get there. Dino Castillo going to take a look back, talk to Tom Doherty about something. So, and that's key with this team competition, the communication. What did that first ball do on the lane for the leadoff player so everyone else can make their adjustments from there? And I'm sure that probably takes a little getting used to because bowling's such an individual sport. I'm sure it takes some getting used to talking to your teammates like this when you do it once a year.
Dino Castillo perfect with each one of his attempts. Another strike for Dino.
Ronnie Russell in the 2 spot for America Rooster Illusion.
Beautiful shot there by Ronnie Russell.
And DJ Archer is going to take a similar looking path to the pocket, one would think, to what Ronnie just did after what we saw with DJ the first 2 shots he had.
He's been really curving it a lot throughout this competition. Watch the big drift to the left. Six-step approach, loft, and a great result there. Boom.
Front three for playing with house money. That deficit now erased in this match. One pin the lead. Depending on what Marshall Kent does here, that lead could increase for playing with house money. Kent keeps it a one-pin match. And for as tight as this match is, the players from America Rooster Illusion seem a little looser on the bench than playing with house money. But when you're throwing pins around like that, you can afford to stay a little tight as a team.
I know all the players have nicknames for one another or something that maybe they grew up with. I don't know what Sean Maldonado's nickname is, but I call him Candy.
Still a one-pin match. The lead with playing with house money. And there have been battles like this all week long here in this PBA Team Challenge. If you missed any of the qualifying or any of the match play, it's in the archives. Check out some of the great matches we had in the archives on Xtra Frame. Frame 5 for Doherty. Oh, put that 10 pin to bed, Sandman. It's good night.
That was dirty. Front 5 for playing with house money.
Page just keep it within a pin. He was having second thoughts as he walked away, but he scrambled that rack nicely. Oh, here we go, Randy. You throw your shot, and then you become a cheerleader for your team. And Josh Blanchard, the first one to step up here with his team working on the front 5.
How many Baker 300s do we have throughout the competition? At least 2 that I know of.
I believe there were 4 altogether. Dead Money twice. America Rooster Illusion had one. No break for Blanchard. And College Grads and Prather had one in the opening qualifying round. For the lead, low shedder.
Wow. Unlucky.
How much stuff can you send at the 7-pin and not hit it as we take an extra look?
See that swing direction coming outside a little bit? That way, that swing can tuck to the inside on the way down. Pretty good shot there, but unlucky.
Blanchard with the cover. And if my math is correct, we are dead even in the match. Dead even with 4 frames to go.
Yep. Rooster trailing by 9, but they won the first game by 9. It's pretty good math by you, Phil. And you still have your shoes on. Get it? You take your shoes off to help you count.
I actually did it by feel. I raised them up and put them back down.
Whoa. I'm not sure if Dino really liked that off his hand, but it was going pretty fast and pretty straight and just kind of laid there.
He was watching it the whole way, and I think he realized he kind of found something on that shot. Russell has to match him to stay even. Oh, destroys that left side of the rack.
Almost looks like the right lane's just a pinch tighter down lane.
I don't want to have to translate that body English by Ronnie Russell on the way back. We'll just let that stand as it appeared.
A big shot here.
Looks pretty solid.
And that's the problem when you play that much angle. That ball came in so late.
For the 11-pin lead, Marshall Kent. Using a little more direct line.
Beautiful.
Just clutch. That's all you can say on that one, Randy. Just clutch. You know your opponent just left you an opening, and you jump all over it. 11 pins the advantage now for America Rooster Illusion in the match with that spare. EJ Tackett to get the lead out to 21. There it is, 21 pin lead for America Rooster Illusion. And now Sean Maldonado needs to strike to have any chance for his team to set up something in the 10th frame.
Had to have it and got it.
Takes the lead to 11 pins. 10 pin. 10 pins right now in the match for America Rooster Illusion. Right now Page gets the first two. It's over. There's one of them. Rhino Page needs one more strike and one pin. That's assuming Doherty can punch the first one here in the 10th and get the rest of them. There's one.
Well, their max score, 258. America Rooster's already in the 250s. This game is over.
It was just the first one. Keep it on the lane. And now it's the no-doubter.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Moving on.
America Rooster Illusion is going to be taking on last year's runner-up. One college player of the year and the rest you know. In our semifinal stepladder match, the BFFs waiting in the wings. One college player of the year and the rest you know. Coming on board to take the practice. We'll be back with that semifinal match with Randy Peterson and myself, Phil Brylow, after this audio intermission.
So a great opening match in the PBA Challenge. America Rooster Illusion and a close one over playing with house money. Coming up, premier team of the PBA Challenge. The one college player of the year and the rest you know. Here they come. They'll be getting 5 minutes of warm-up before we start the semifinal match. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start the semifinal match of the PBA Team Challenge here at South Point Bowling Plaza. One college player of the year and the rest you know has decided to begin their game on lane 24. So America Rooster Illusion will lead off on 23. It should be a great match. 4 players of the year and a college player of the year going at it against a hot America Rooster Illusion team. Let's give them a nice round of applause to start semifinal match here in Las Vegas. Guys, good luck.
And as the players get their bowling balls back in position, because playing with house money had a chance to stay loose on the pair to the right of our championship here, 23 and 4, waiting for the scoreboards to be activated so these players can begin their 2-game total pin match. One college player of the year and the rest you know are going to be starting the match on lane 24. That will let playing with house money start on 23, and we'll see if they make any changes to their lineups here for playing with house money.
Hey, just a real quick shout out. We all talked about Pete Weber's injury and whatnot, but he's been rehabbing at Phyllis's house. Phyllis is taking great care of him. She told me earlier he's been going to the chiropractor. And Phyllis, thank you so much for all your hard work this week with your scoring. And Pete, if you're listening in, buddy, we all wish you the best and speedy recovery and best of luck in the U.S. Open.
And we're just waiting for the scoreboards to be on the correct lane for the correct team. And we will begin our semifinal 2-game total pin Baker match. And a close match to open this up came down to the 10th frame. Rhino Page threw the first strike in the 10th to lock up the match for playing with house money against America. Pardon me, lock it up for America Rooster Illusion against playing with house money. And Low Shedder leading off for the MRI. Oh, sweet.
And I think there's a little bit of advantage for the Roosters because they just got done bowling on this pair. I think that's big, and even more so when you're talking about a 5-player team.
Look at that heavy roll that Barnes is putting on that shot. Point A to point B. Not a lot of hook.
Here's a guy that's made some changes to his game based on the new oil that the tour's been using since last year's World Series of Bowling. Ronnie Russell working on his push away to try to enable him to go straighter when he needs to. It's the first time that he's actually cashed on this oil, or on the new oil, with the exception of the Masters and the U.S. Open.
Second frame. Bill O'Neill stepping up for one college player of the year and the rest you know. That follow through out to the right, which you don't see out of a lot of players nowadays. You see so many follow throughs into the, like almost into the face or left of the face. And Bill O'Neill's got that kind of classic style with it out to the right.
Back-to-back stepladder finals for Bill O'Neill. Las Vegas Open and now the PBA Team Challenge.
Russell with the conversion on that 3-10 split. All even through 2. This kid's been clutch all day. Marshall Kent. No love from the 4.
We talked about Marshall and his talent level at the beginning of the Las Vegas Open and watching his struggles, but you're right, Phil. He's been super clutch throughout this team event, and he's bowled very, very nicely.
Strikes a lot up, and no strike on that shot. And he looked a little befuddled at that reaction. for Millette, Randy? Is it count or go for the conversion in this situation with a 2-game total pin match?
Well, I think he can go for it and still safely cover at least the 3 and the 6.
Okay. And he wasn't happy when that ball off his hand. A little quick.
Big opening now for the Roosters. It's funny how you've got a team name of the Roosters, but a squirrel bowling on your team in E.J. Tackett. Talk about a guy that's been bowling pretty well since about, I don't know, May.
Well, we saw him in April take a title in Carpentersville. Had a great fall swing.
Okay, I meant to say April.
As Tommy Jones crosses over, leaves the 6-pin, and only one player happy with his ball reaction so far, and one College Player of the Year, and the rest you know, and that's Chris Barnes, and that's that really heavy end-over-end roll he's using.
Well, the one thing is certain: when one college POI struggles, pretty much the whole team does.
Yeah, we watched them last night on Xtra Frame 2. We had exclusive coverage of all 12 of their Baker games, and they were under until Game 6. They were under a 200 average as a team, and the trip 6 for Rhino Page, and thought he would be a little more excited about that.
That's
6 going down.
Huge break turns a potential open frame into a double.
26 the lead at least for MRI. And it is 26 with a strike from Belmo. Extra look at that line Belmo's using. That is amazing how far he's getting that ball to carry past the end of the pattern. It's almost 5 or 6 feet farther than the end of the 42-foot pattern before it makes its turn back to the left.
Oh, how huge was that trip 9 for a 3-bagger?
Take it out to 36 unless Barnes strikes here. Up the outside part of the lane, very direct.
Yeah, nice shot.
Leave the lead at 26 for MRI. Extra look at Loshutter's shot, and that watch that. You can't tell if it was a head pin or the 2-pin to come across. And then Barnes answers in the 6th.
That's pretty straight. I mean, Barnes is almost going right to left.
Meanwhile, the scenic route from Ronnie Russell leaves the 9.
This time, no trip 9 for America Rooster Illusion. Now, Bill O'Neill can get one college right back in this. Last time up, big ring in 10. Not this time.
Only 15 for the deficit for POI.
4 former and reigning players of the year on one college, and a former rookie of the year. All 5 of the players on that stacked team are all major championship winners.
Eighth frame, Kent. Keep the lead at 15, and that's not going to happen. Slices through, and lucky to take the 9 out with that. Malott, the big split, his first time up. A little farther right, and dead money on that one.
You know, and I kind of saw this happening with the start of Chris Barnes striking in the 6th, because Wes and Bill O'Neill already had a shot on that right lane. Bill O'Neill's was really good. It went ring 10. I said, you know what, these guys can get back in this match. Barnes strikes, and they can catch a couple right behind it, and sure enough, it's exactly what happened.
Tommy Jones can get the lead for one college player of the year, and the rest you know with this strike in the 9th frame. Maximum score here, 243 for his team. Max score for America Rooster Illusion, 235. And boy, almost the same exact backhand reaction that Marshall Kent just had.
That looked like it was just left out of his hand the whole way.
Yeah, you can see the shoulder, the reaction of his shoulders going down at about 40 feet. Knew it was gone.
Yeah, great shot by EJ. Another player that's been having a pretty red-hot summer is Tommy Jones. He had a great fall swing as well.
Rhino Page can punch out for America Rooster Illusion. 235, guaranteed at least a 15-pin lead with one College Player of the Year's maximum at 220.
Tommy Jones, the winner of the Xtra Frame bonus, $10,000. Also made the show to Las Vegas Open.
Great toss by Page.
Ronald Page style, 235 max score for the Roosters, 220 max for one College.
Unbelievable. How can something miss that 7? With that angle it's coming in from Randy.
You know, the thing that I've seen since being here now in my 4th day, these pins fly so easily that sometimes too much power makes them react kind of goofy.
Well, 214 will be the max now. Probably 224 the maximum for America Rooster Illusion. So they're going to go in with at least a 25-pin lead in the game 2. No, I'm sorry, 15. 209 the maximum for College Player of the Year.
Which lane do you like better? I think the left lane is probably a little bit easier.
That's where the score seems to have been coming out so far in these matches.
I think the left lane's probably a bit softer, and I think that may be the reason why. I'm guessing that one college had choice of starting lanes, and so now they're going to get to finish this match on the left lane.
As the teams switch, you see that 15-pin lead for America Rooster Illusion. Something tells me there won't be any lineup changes between the two teams. Only one real errant shot by Wes Malott and another one by Tommy Jones and Marshall Kent that game. Lost everybody else in the pocket. And as the scoreboards get set for game 2, you see Chris Barnes ready to go. Left lane always starts the match, and then they can alternate shots the rest of the way through. And you see in the background, behind Chris Barnes, the 5 members of the BFFs getting ready to take on the winner of this match for the championship, $30,000 and 5 PBA Tour titles, one for each member on the line. Dig that 10 out.
It's amazing how straight he's going. It's not that it's amazing that he can do it. It's amazing that the lane is allowing him to do that.
And now Marshall Kent taking the scenic route on 24. Big line change and a lineup change with Kent leading off. And he's already telling everybody as he walks back it's everything he expected it to be for his reaction. Low Shutter stepping up to try to extend MRI's lead. Oh, nothing better.
Loesch. Great hand up the back of the bowling ball, rolling it nicely, and the Roosters out with a quick double.
And that takes the overall match lead out to 25. Russell to take it to 35, asking it to wheel.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
Can you replay that, Jeff Goodger?
Here
That
it
is
comes.
incredible.
Here it comes. Hits the pin directly in the belly. Doesn't get at the top of the 7.5 degrees required by USBC standards to fall over, and it stands, and they're going to wait. I think everybody's going to wait here.
There is nothing right about what just happened to Ronnie Russell.
Have you ever seen a 10-pin get kicked that far left and not fall?
No.
One more time.
I guess my correct response to you would have been, have you ever seen a unicorn?
Look at that.
That's incredible.
That's 7.49 degrees of tilt before it stands back up. And we've got it ready to go. The outer range has been cleared. And no problem for Russell on the spare. Tommy Jones in the third frame.
Yeah, much better shot there by TJ.
24 pins total the advantage for MRI through 3 frames of the second game. EJ gave that one a little extra on the bottom.
Well, they should have the front four. Again, an out to in swing, folks. That's what you're trying to mimic. But they should have the front four, and they're making the right lane look pretty simple.
Yeah. Malott to knock the match lead down to 14.
Yeah, great shot.
Get that extra look at the strong roll with that strong bowling ball that Malott is using. A little surface on the ball, asymmetrical core. Helps that ball tilt up and get through the pocket. Page, big double for MRI.
MRI. Only you, Phil. Now if one college strikes here, what's the deficit? 14?
14.
Thank you.
It's like you predicted it there, Randy, with Belmo stepping up and getting 3 in a row for his team.
Well, I do have a bit of clairvoyancy in my DNA.
Can you help me pick some winning Keno numbers downstairs here at South Point later on then? I'll split it with you.
It just doesn't work with gambling, Phil.
Okay. Oh, that's 7. Stood shortly in defiance to Marshall Kemp. It fell.
Great shot here by Marshall. Yeah.
And Barnes to keep it within 14, and he's 3 for 3 so far in this match. Kind of fell off that one. Oh, got it to go.
See, and that's the kind of pin action that you get here at the Plaza. You don't need to have a 600 rev rate to make him fly like that. Enough rev rate and some angle, and you can make him dance.
14 the advantage for MRI. Can they get it back to 24 with Loschetter? Yes, they can.
The Loesch. A great shot by Chris Loschetter here. And this is an epic match. Max score 279 for the Roosters, 280 for one college. O'Neill.
Oh, my.
And that could just possibly be the end of any chance this team has of getting to the title match. All the talent on one college. A total of 30, 47, 50, 65 titles on that team.
27 the advantage to MRI if O'Neill covers the spare with the sleeper 8-pin.
Needs to hook.
And boy, if Ronnie Russell can get this to 37 with 2 frames to go, it's going to be tough for College POI and the rest of you know to get this match won.
I mean, that could have pretty much sealed the deal right there. That puts them in the 240s along with their 15-pin advantages. 260-ish. So let's give them 248. 15 is 263. And this match is over. The Roosters are going to bowl for the title.
Last year's runner-up, one College Player of the Year, and the rest you know going to finish in 3rd place this year. Maximum score now for College Player of the Year, and the best you know, and the rest you know, is 244. Pardon me, 240. Yeah, 244. And MRI is in the 240s, now 250s, even with a spare by Rhino Page in the 10th frame. Stu Williams coming by, scouting out the pair. They'll get 10 minutes of practice for the BFFs before they take on America Rooster Illusion. And America Rooster Illusion had a clutch Game 12 of Baker qualifying last night after going open, putting 5 in a row between the 6th and 10th frames to knock out the X team and be the number 6 team coming into match play today. So the players will finish this match. BFFs will come on for practice. And we'll be back with that PBA Team Challenge Championship match between America Rooster Illusion and the BFFs after the short audio intermission.
Wins the semifinal match here at South Point Bowling Plaza. Coming on board, Don Barrett and the bunch will receive 5 minutes of warm-up before we start the championship match. Don Barrett and the BFFs coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about 20 seconds away from starting the championship match of the PBA Team Challenge here at South Point Bowling Plaza. And it will be four-time PBA Tour champion Don Barrett heading up the BFFs. They are going to start the match on lane 23, and they're going against America Rooster Illusion, coming from nowhere to make the top 6 today. It should be a great championship match. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a nice send-off to start them up. Guys, good luck and high scores.
And with this championship match getting ready to start, Randy, pretty interesting here. The BFFs choosing to start on lane 23. The left lane where we've seen most of the scores, so their strategy must be get out to a big league early and really put the pressure on America Rooster Illusion when the lanes get switched.
They're going to play the lanes completely different than everybody else. They're going to go straight from out. Everyone except Martin Larson. They're all to the right, throwing it pretty straight with no hand. Martin Larson's just a little bit left of that. So the traffic from the other team, majority of it's in the middle part of the lane. And they feel like they've got the same look on both lanes. So let's see how it plays out.
As the teams get themselves ready to go here. And it looks like Don Barrett will be leading off for the BFFs. Once again, this is a 2-game total pin match. 1 game on each lane of the pair. It looks like Marshall Kent's going to stay in that leadoff spot for America Rooster Illusion, and they had their best game of the 4 they've bowled so far, with Marshall leading off last game in that semifinal match.
That was really fast and really hard.
That was like right on top of Chris Barnes' line.
Yeah, except it was a couple mile an hour faster, but not a great result. But it's all right. Pocket hit.
Now we've seen Marshall Kent take more of the scenic route here on lane 24 than on 23.
That team's going to be in, and they're going to hook it. Lowshedder's the only guy on that team that played a little bit farther to the right.
No problem for Dom.
I think Marshall Kent standing where Rhino Page is. The only difference is Rhino Page is left-handed.
And Rhino's ball is going about 20 boards less than overall hook as well. Loesch even seems a little farther right now.
Well, he's been a little farther right than Marshall and EJ and Ronnie Russell. He's going much straighter than those 3, but he's got a little bit less hand as well.
Oh, the head pin just catches the back of the pin deck to stay on and knock that 9-pin over from Martin Larson.
Only one player without a title in this group, and that's that man that just tripped the 9-pin.
America Rooster Illusion up by 10 pins early in this championship match.
Nice shot there by Ronnie Russell.
And this is not your Thursday night league, ladies and gentlemen.
And don't try to emulate that style unless you're in really good shape and you've got a big, giant right arm.
Asku left from the get-go.
Yeah, this is big left. And he's faced with a bit of a challenge.
3, 6, 9, and 10. We saw one attempt at this earlier in the Stepladder finals by Dino Castillo. And Dino left the 10-pin. I was holding my breath about 55 feet down, Randy. I don't know about you.
Well, it's still a spare in the books. And tell you what, if he didn't have all that power, that 9-pin would still be standing.
To extend the lead.
Ooh. Gives it right back to the BFFs. Do we know for sure if the BFF, does it stand for Best Friends Forever? Do we know for sure?
I have no idea. I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the players about the team name, as Stu Williams with the higher hard one.
I was just thinking the same thing, and you just stole it from me. How about EJ Tackett making the 2-8-10? Was it in the Las Vegas tournament?
Yes, it was. It was on Xtra Frame 2 when he did it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Against eventual champion Jacob Buttroff, and the first thing when it was posted on the internet by our commissioner, Tom Clark, Jacob said, yep, and he made it against me.
Here's something that's pretty impressive. The players that are putting all their chips in the basket of Jesper Svensson and the confidence that they have in that 21-year-old. It's pretty impressive. The leading candidate right now for Player of the Year in that race.
Well, then you throw another PBA Tour title under his belt with this win. That's a big lead to get in the World Series of Bowling with. That could take a World Championship win and another win for a title there for somebody to challenge him.
Yeah, the U.S. Open and the World Championship, I think, will ultimately determine the Player of the Year. Now Don Barrett looking for 3 in a row for the Best Friends Forever.
And this will take the lead out to 15.
Boom.
It's amazing that a ball with that little entry angle can slice through the rack so quickly and just devastate the left side on a light hit.
It's all about angle, or angles, I should say. And that was just, that looked actually like it was a little bit right of his first shot, but it was a little bit slower.
The lead for the BFFs, and Martin Larson's going to let Marshall Kent catch up here. I don't know if I want to do that. I want to keep putting the pressure on.
Well, they also probably don't want to wait as long for the next game. Marshall Kent curving the whole lane.
Look at that. About 18 at the arrows. About 5 or 6 at the break point. Larson took down the 9-pin late for a strike in the second frame. Looking to extend the lead to 25. Ooh,
beautiful.
Yes. Hey, this would be a heck of a way to win your first PBA title with the help of 4 teammates.
Yeah, make no mistake about it, though. Martin Larson wants to win a singles event, and he wants to win it here in the United States. But the beauty of winning this event gets Martin Larson into the Tournament of Champions.
As Stu Williams holds up one finger to let him know it was the first re-rack for their team after the position round.
I thought he was telling us they're number 1. I'm sorry. That's pretty clever.
That is good. Making sure we all know.
Yep.
And Loshare with the bad break, the light scrambler leaves the 8-pin. $25, the deficit can go to 35 with an Ascu Palermo strike. Look at that wrist way up under the ball. And the 3-6-9-10 again.
Twins.
And that looked farther right than his previous shot.
Yeah, it actually looked okay, but he's left with another challenge again. And that's not what you want when you've got this big of a lead in game 1. See if he can make his second 3-6-9-10. That would be like throwing a 4-bagger. Yep, and that's the danger of that.
And the devastating chop lets America Rooster Illusion back in this game. 235 MRI's maximum, 232 the maximum for BFFs. And like every good PBA Tour pro does, somebody gives you an opening, you jump on it, as Ronnie Russell gives our foul line judge John Weber a little low 5 on the way back.
Look out.
Oh my.
Jeez.
How did that hold?
I thought that was left of target and it just laid there like it was rolling down on a sheet of ice.
Oh, if Tackett gets this one, It's a 3-pin lead for America Rooster Illusion. It looked like there was nothing near the 9 and it falls to the left.
I think it was the vortex created by the ball going through the pins that actually sucked the 9-pin forward. Okay, that made no sense, but you kind of get the gist of what we're talking about. That was pretty incredible the way the 9 fell forward like that.
232 the maximum for BFFs.
And a beautiful shot.
Kind of like Jesper, it's just the fist pump, walk back on a good shot, and a shot where he doesn't strike. It's almost got to look like the world's ending on his face. But then he grabs the ball and all's back to normal again. Oh,
huge. Talk about your opening seesaw match. Boy, this thing went back and forth real quick, didn't it?
Yes, indeed. That chop by Palermo in the 8th frame.
The Gamecocks get out of the gate with 3 in a row and then open, giving the BFFs a chance to get back in it. They take the lead with a 4-bagger, and then the Roosters come back late with 3 in a row.
And that looked like he just gave it a little extra gusto at release. Look at, watch out. That follow-through is usually to the right of his face. It was really over the top. As Rhino takes the first of 2 allowable rear acts for his team this game. Eyes over the top of the ball. And there's the lead going into game 2 of this total pin match.
Nicely done by Rhino Page.
And once again, it could be a 15-pin lead for MRI after game 1. That's the exact same thing they had in their last match against one College Player of the Year and the rest you know after game 1. You see the teams wasting no time switching sides. 14 pins will be the lead. America Rooster Illusion 234, BFFs 220. And Marshall Kent wasting no time. He's up talking to his teammates, the hands over the hand dryer. He wants to get up there and start firing towards this title. And of course, as soon as I say that, it looks like they might change their lineup. And it looks like Low Shedder's going to go first.
I'd be way too superstitious to change my lineup after having the success that they've had, because in my brain it would just like affect our mojo. Like our team mojo would be like ruined.
Low Shedder, you see that punching his way through the left side of the rack. Don Barrett using that outside angle. And the strength of that roll he is generating. No screwing around. How about this for America Rooster Illusion? Rhino Page goes to the 2 spot. That's interesting after all day.
Did they move Marshall Kent to anchor?
I think they may have moved Kent to anchor.
This is wild, man. Talk about a Hollywood script. This is crazy.
And Page with the big shot. Martin Larson to keep the game even and keep them within 14 pins. And he does it.
I wonder if moving Rhino to that spot is because Jesper Svensson just bowled on that lane using urethane. Rhino has to follow that traffic.
It gives him a chance to make an adjustment if the first shot would have been off for the next time he was up. Front.
I'll tell you a player that's bowled pretty doggone good in this event. It's Ronnie Russell.
Yeah, he's really, once it got to the Baker competition, he had some struggles early on in the standard qualifying games, but boy, he's just been tearing it up in the Baker rounds. 14 pins the difference with MRI in the lead after 3 frames of the second game.
Good shot after back-to-back 3, 6, 9, 10s. And quite honestly, the missed spares pretty much the difference in this match.
Split the 8 and the 9, the prettiest strike you can throw by E.J. Tackett. Watch that through the pin deck. Ball contacts the 8 and the 9. And Stu Williams throwing the heat. Give him the heater, Stewie. Oh. And I think Baby Brady at home really wanted Dad to strike on that shot.
That was a pretty good shot, too. But once the speed starts to get a little too fast, you run the risk of leaving that vicious ring in 10 like Stu just did there.
Now you just got to recompose and cover it up. This league can suddenly blow out to 35 pins if Kent gets a strike. And it's followed up by a strike by a low shedder. Oh, feeling it and running it out. $35 pins the match lead right now for America Rooster Lucian. And you could have written him off for dead after the 6 regular qualifying games to start this tournament. Over 200 pins out getting into the Baker games for making the cut. They were the last team to make the cut into the top 6 for match play today. And the 4 seed coming into the stepladder. Wow.
Half a loaf.
And you see the reaction of all 5 players on America Rooster Illusion. And they're coming to huddle up right now. And it's, boys, keep it clean.
Well, now's where you really step on the accelerator. You got him down now.
Almost 50 with a strike.
Here's where you just keep the pressure on and keep throwing strikes.
And this is no walk in the park for Svensson on the spare, and he switches to polyester. Right on that half.
Oh.
He was staring that one down the whole way, knew the only thing that was probably going to catch him on that shot was the ring 10.
Well, he certainly knows what the score is, and him and his teammates would have loved to have seen him carry the 10-pin. One thing about it, when you have your opponent down, you don't give him a chance to get back into the fight. You take him out.
39 pins the advantage to America Rooster Illusion in this 2-game total pin match. Keep it at 39 with the trip 4 by Barrett.
That was like trip 4-7. Staying clean, that's what they have to do. The BFF still have possible 264.
Yeah, MRI gets a 3-bagger in there and stays clean. It's going to be tough for the BFFs to get this match. First 3-rack for the BFFs. And if they ever needed a double today, this is the time with Martin Larson. Clutch. 29, the match lead.
Beautiful shot there, straight up 10. Well, maybe just a board or two belly. And good result there for the besties.
Page in the 2 spot.
Yeah, great shot, Rhino.
making that move in the lineup pay off. First time all day, Rhino Page in the 2 spot. And he comes through with 2 strikes for his team.
Well, Osku, they need another one from you.
Yeah, it's pretty much mandatory strike mode for that team right now.
Wow.
Oh.
That was super aggressive.
Keeps the lead in the match at 30 for America Rooster Illusion.
And another great shot by Ronnie Russell.
Any blemish on the scorecard here for the BFFs, and this one's pretty much over.
Got to have it, Stewie.
Oh, my. And something almost came back out of the pit to take the 7 out.
Craziest pin carry. Watch the pin action. Stay with it. Stay on it. Look at that. Was the mechanic back there throwing pins at him? Holy cow.
And you can just see the dejection on Stu's face right now. The ring, 10 in the 4th, and now this blower 7 in the 9th, and that could end the championship hopes for the BFF.
Well, EJ Taggart's going to put an end to it with a strike here in the 9th frame.
.243 the maximum for the BFFs. That just means 229's needed for America Rooster Illusion. Oh, how did the 6 get back to the 10? It looked like he was just dead in the flat gutter, and it rolled into the 10. And that's it. Good count by Marshall Kent.
Loesch got his hands up.
And how about that for Loesch? This is one of his first tournaments back from his treatments for cancer, and he's going to be taking home a PBA Tour title. That's a storybook ending for you.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
And it's over.
Just kind of your ragtag group of guys, if you will. You don't really, I mean, EJ Tackett, Ronnie Russell, good friends along with Loesch, right? So those three are kind of, they're kind of the glue of that team. But then they throw in Marshall Kent and Rhino Page.
And the lineup change, the trust in each other the last game.
Yeah, I mean, just changing everything up. And what do? They're going to shoot 279. I mean, pretty incredible. They knew what they were doing.
The only blemish, that ring 10 by Loesch in the 6th frame with a great shot.
Yep.
And 5 PBA Tour titles and $30,000 going home with America Rooster Illusion.
And the classy Martin Larson, first player to come over and congratulate the Roosters.
One heck of an effort. Just got to wait for Marshall Kent to pick up the spare. Randy Peterson's going to head down and get an interview with a player from the winning team, along with we'll get the trophy and check presentation.
After 6 games moving into the Baker, they dominated the Baker games. Congratulations to them. Fine job by their team captain, PBA veteran, Rhino Page, 3-time PBA Tour champion Rhino Page. We are going to do a quick interview with none other than PBA Hall of Famer, ESPN commentator, Mr. Randy Peterson, coming to you.
Thank you, John. Congratulations to the Roosters. How about it, folks? What a comeback, guys. And for the trophy presentation, I think Tom will give you the checks a little bit later. It's our CEO and Commissioner, Mr. Tom Clark.
Thanks a lot, Randy. Thank you to South Point. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Thank you to the Xtra Frame fans for watching. I watched most of this tournament on Xtra Frame, and I actually enjoyed it even more on Xtra Frame than watching it here. So thanks to all the fans back home. Thanks to all our product registered sponsors and the players who bowled in this special event. Congratulations to you guys. Awesome comeback. I thought you were out of it. I thought you were done. And all of a sudden, shot up the leaderboard. Shout out to Chris Lowshetter. It's so great that you're back. I actually like your hair better now. And so it's awesome that you guys got this trophy and great bowling. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. Now with the check presentation, first of all, just big ups to Mike Moniak and his entire staff here at the South Point Bowling Plaza. What a wonderful job they do. And his right-hand man is about to present you guys with a big fat check. Mike Procasino, come on in and hand the boys some cash.
Guys, great bowling. Like to see you guys do well. And there you go. He's gone.
All right, Mike, thanks. Just a couple of quick questions. And the guys told me that Ronnie was kind of the ringleader. So, Ronnie, we're just going to ask you a couple of questions. You know, everybody talked about how you guys were kind of left for dead and just barely getting in, and then you find your way in the Stepladder finals, you climb the ladder, and you capture this title. How were you guys able to accomplish this?
I mean, first of all, this is a group of guys here that you got a few journeymen here and a few young guys that can just throw it any way they want and they strike. So they've actually taught us a lot and loosened us up a little bit, and we gave each other crap the whole time, but we pulled it together when we needed it, and it was awesome.
So, you know, we were talking about team chemistry and the mojo, and you guys had it going on, and then all of a sudden you throw a wrench into the system by changing your entire lineup in the second game of the title match. Why did you guys do that?
Because we're not scared.
All right, and last but
No, really, the reason was that Rhino had to follow Jesper, and the urethane going down the lane, it started to get a little tight for him, and Marshall kind of had a lot of room for error, so we just decided to let him finish it up.
All right, and last but certainly not least, we need verification on your team name. America Rooster Illusion, why? And what's the meaning?
Well, it's a movie reference, and if you want to know what it means, go find that movie, because we're not telling you what movie it is.
All right, guys, congratulations and enjoy this victory. Thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Randy. And there are your champions, America Rooster Illusion, $30,000 and a PBA Tour title for each of those 5 team members. And that concludes our coverage of the PBA Fall Classic. A couple days away from Xtra Frame for everybody to catch up with all kinds of things on the archives, because on Friday, wall-to-wall, end-to-end bowling coverage with the toughest test in 10 pins, bowling's U.S. Open. Live coverage beginning Friday here on Xtra Frame. For Matt Freiberg, for PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson.
Thanks again, folks.
For Jeff Goodger driving the TriCaster, I am $2 Phil Brylow. Parents, take the kids bowling because they will have fun for life. And we will see you back for Xtra Frame and XF2 coverage beginning Friday. Have a good evening, everyone. See you on Friday.